But seriously though, where did she find the courage, and where did other people like her find the courage? Because there she was, fully aware that she could, this could befall her. And we like to think that if we were in the same position, we like to think that we'd be courageous. But when I read your book, I wonder whether I really would be. Where does this come from?
Well, this is something I've thought about for many years. I was lucky enough to meet many members of that generation. This book is the third in a trilogy that I started in 2000. In those days, you could socialize with veterans. In this house, had a party in that garden behind those curtains, where I had Spitfire aces, people who'd worked for Churchill, survivors of Dunkirk. I got to introduce to my kids. It was amazing.
Wow.
I think the one thing that distinguished all of them was a very quiet form of courage that they explained as duty. They didn't want to let their friends, their families, their country down. That seems to motivate a lot of them, that this is just something that they feel they have to do. I think as we get older and more distance from that period, it's perhaps hard for us to think, could the modern generation summon up those reserves? Although, to be fair, in the 1930s, people had said the same about them.
Really?
We could never stand a war like with the Great War. Well, they did. I think also they had a sense that this was a particularly important war because, and this is what Angela would have said, it genuinely was a war for a better future. And the propaganda, which starts with, I guess, the Battle of Britain, is that this is no longer a war just for God and King. It's about democracy. It's about change. It's about building a better world. And we don't always deliver on that, and there's a backsliding which I talk about in the book. But it did still motivate a lot of them, Angela especially. She really did have a sense of a kinder, fairer, more decent world. And actually, Allied propaganda, which all of them read, in pamphlets, did speak about a world beyond empires, even though it wasn't always delivered exactly as perhaps they would have hoped. So yeah, they were idealistic, they were brave, and they had a sense of duty.